Denny Hamlin just called his own team the best in NASCAR. Tyler Reddick just became the first driver since Dale Earnhardt in 1987 to win 5 of the first 9 races. And somewhere in the middle of all that winning, a war of words exploded between 2 of the greatest drivers alive. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. just said something that changes everything. Let us start with the numbers, because the numbers are insane. Through 9 Cup Series races in 2026, Tyler Reddick has 5 wins. 5! That is not a hot streak. That is something different. The last 4 NASCAR Cup Series champions, all 4 of them, did not win more than 4 races in their entire championship season. Reddick already has 5, and we are not even close to the halfway point of the year. He won the Daytona 500. He won at Kansas. And at Kansas, it was not even clean. Kyle Larson, the defending Cup champion, looked like he had the race locked up entering the final lap. Reddick was too far back. Everyone watching thought it was over. Then Reddick passed him anyway, on the last lap, in traffic. That is the kind of racing that makes people stop what they are doing and pay attention. Reddick sits 105 points ahead of second place in the standings right now. His car, the number 45 Toyota for 2311 Racing, has the top-ranked pit crew in NASCAR this season. He is 3rd in miles led and 5th in laps led on the year. And here is the part that matters, because Denny Hamlin is ahead of him in both of those categories. Hamlin has led more miles. Hamlin has led more laps. Hamlin has only 1 win on the season. So when Denny Hamlin looks at his own team and says 2311 is the best overall team in NASCAR right now, understand what he is actually saying. He is saying his driver is doing something he himself cannot do right now. And Hamlin, co-owner of 2311, racing with Michael Jordan, is at peace with that. He said it directly. Tyler Reddick and 2311 are the best, not Joe Gibbs Racing, which is one of the most successful organizations in NASCAR history, not Hendrick Motorsports, the team that Hamlin built with Michael Jordan, the team that went winless through most of 2025, the team where all 3 cars had brake rotor failures on the same day last year. That team, now the best in the sport. But Denny Hamlin, being a co-owner, is only one part of his life right now. The other part is that he is still a driver, still competing, still leading laps. And this is where things got complicated fast. Keep that in mind, because it connects to everything that happened next. Hamlin went on the Actions Detrimental podcast and started talking about Kyle Busch. And what he said was not simple trash talk. He gave a full 13-minute breakdown. He said Busch needed to consistently outrun his own teammate, Austin Dillon, just to make a case that he deserves a better ride when his Richard Childress Racing contract ends. He questioned whether this was the end of Busch as a real contender at the top level of the sport. But Hamlin also said something else that most people missed. He called Busch one of the greatest of all time. He said he could not compare to Busch in raw talent. He was not purely attacking the man. He was giving what sounded like an honest assessment of where Busch stands in 2026. Now, here is the problem. That 13-minute conversation got cut into clips. It got turned into headlines. It got sent around as texts and social media posts. And by the time it reached Kyle Busch, what Hamlin actually said and what Busch heard were 2 very different things. Busch showed up at Kansas, and he was done being quiet. He said Hamlin bashed him. He said they should trade cars before Hamlin opens his mouth again. And then he said something that raised eyebrows across the entire sport. He said he could make Denny Hamlin's life hell on the racetrack. That is not a small thing to say. Hamlin has 61 Cup Series wins. He is closing in on Busch's all-time win total among active drivers. 2 more wins, and Hamlin passes Busch as the most successful active driver in the series. The man threatening to make his life hell is the same man whose career total he is about to pass. So where does Dale Earnhardt Jr. fit into all of this? That is the part nobody saw coming. Earnhardt went on his own podcast, the Dale Jr. Download, and he did not pick a side the way people expected. He did not say Hamlin was right. He did not say Busch was right. He said the whole thing probably started because Busch never actually watched what Hamlin said. His exact words. He said he would bet $100,000 that Busch did not watch the 13 minutes. He said Busch probably got a text from someone who said, quote, "This guy is talking trash about you." And that text, not the actual conversation, is what started all of this. Think about that for a second. 2 of the biggest names in NASCAR are in a public feud. And it might have started because of a text message from someone who watched a clip and summarized it wrong. Earnhardt backed that up with something else. He said he has consumed enough of these kinds of media situations to know that 80% of the time, people react without the full picture. That is not just about Busch and Hamlin. That is a straight comment about how information moves right now and how quickly things get misread. But here is what makes Earnhardt the right person to say all of this. He has been on both sides of it. He has been the driver people talked about. He has been the media figure doing the talking. He knows exactly how a 13-minute conversation becomes a 30-second clip, becomes a text message, becomes a confrontation in a garage. He lived that cycle for years. So when he says Busch probably did not watch it, that is not a guess. That is experience talking. But Earnhardt did not let Busch completely off the hook either. He said it is hard to watch Busch struggle week after week. He pointed to Jim Pullman, the crew chief who came over from JR Motorsports, where he just won a championship with Justin Allgaier. Pullman arrived at RCR, and they started with a strong performance in qualifying at Daytona. Then it fell apart, and it has not come back together since. Busch has not won a Cup Series race in nearly 3 years. He is now 40 years old. His contract with Richard Childress Racing is running out. And Hamlin, the guy he is threatening, just became the second-place driver in points this season while leading more laps than anyone else in the series. And this is the part that should make Busch uncomfortable. Earnhardt called him a first-ballot Hall of Famer, called him a badass race car driver, but then said he is just not having a good time right now. That sentence is gentle on the surface. Underneath it, that is one of the most damaging things you can say about a competitor. Not that he lost his ability, that he lost his situation. And in NASCAR, when your situation is gone, wins do not come back on willpower alone. Now, go back to what Hamlin said about 2311. He said they are the best overall team right now. He runs for Joe Gibbs Racing. He is not driving for 2311. He is watching his own team, the team he built, outperform the team he races for. And while he is praising Tyler Reddick and calling them the best, he is simultaneously watching Kyle Busch, his former Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, fall apart at RCR. Hamlin and Busch used to share a garage, used to share resources, data, strategy. Busch won 2 championships at JGR. Since leaving after 2022, he has been winless for the longest stretch of his full-time career. And Earnhardt made a point of mentioning that when asked whether Busch would still be winning if he had stayed at Joe Gibbs Racing, the answer was clear. The equipment and organization around a driver matters. That brings everything back to where this started. Tyler Reddick is winning 5 races in 9 tries because Denny Hamlin built something real at 2311. The same Denny Hamlin who is now in a public back and forth with Kyle Busch. The same Denny Hamlin who Dale Jr. says was not even properly heard before Busch reacted. And now the whole sport is watching. Talladega is next. Busch said he can make Hamlin's life hell on the racetrack. At Talladega, a plate race where wrecks happen fast and drivers run inches apart at 200 miles per hour, that threat means something very specific. Every single time their cars are near each other on that track, people are going to watch and wonder if Busch follows through. The person who said 2311 is the best team in NASCAR is also the person who might be entering Talladega with a target on his back. And the person trying to put that target there is the man whose career win record Hamlin is about to break. Denny Hamlin called his team the best. He meant it as praise for Tyler Reddick. But right now, being the best and being the loudest are pulling him in 2 directions at once. And Dale Jr. just told the whole world that the fight is not even built on solid ground. At Talladega, we are about to find out what happens next.